Hello.
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 Welcome to Naked Roll Rats. We're gonna play some D&D, which is great because that's what we all live for on a Saturday night. And I am Tam. I'm your guys' DM. Go by she, her.
Hi, I'm Tony. I play Artem Petrova, the Shadow Monk, and we both go by he, him.
Hi, I'm Ashley. I play Rista Tidesinger, the Glamour Bard. Both Arista and I go by she, her.
Hello, I'm Finch. I go by she, they. I play Ruby Lavertas, the Fathomless Warlock, who goes by he, they.
Hi everyone, I'm Ethan. I'm playing Isaac Crow, the Transportation Wizard, and both of us are he, him.
And I am Brad. I play Balamor Tarbro, the Vengeance Paladin. We both go by he, him.
Sweet. Can everyone roll some luck for me while we go into recap of last session, which was so good. Love an RP session.
I'm back at the fun.
Beautiful. Awesome.
Not that I
So
think I
last week
not that I think
You
I
all-
rolled last week, but
we're kind of dealing with the repercussions of the Wavewalker that had joined onto your ship and had wreaked a little bit of havoc throughout. And amongst the part of the aftermath of that was Ball and Isaac had decided to search the ship to see if there was anything else regarding this creature, if there's any secondary beings like it on board, just to evaluate it and see what was going on. As they were investigating the ship, Ball, with his divine sense, had picked up that there was a slight undead feature coming from feature, I guess is the best word for it. A slight undead aura coming from Isaac's spellbook, and upon investigation had talked to Isaac's familiar of Nyx the snake, and a zone of truth was cast twice to talk with not only with Nyx but also with Isaac as well about what on earth this book might be, why it has the presence it does. Some answers were given, some answers were maybe not given. Nyx is kind of a jerk sometimes, and so towards the end of it, definitely was pushing some buttons at the end, and Isaac dispatched of Nyx and put him back in his cage, essentially, and dealt with that accordingly. It was revealed to Ball that one of the reasons why this was particularly upsetting for Isaac is because Isaac's whole ability to have this book to talk with Nyx was not necessarily on purpose. It very much so was kind of an accident as far as what he had accomplished with this book. His parents are currently turned to jade statues in a basement in Hythe, to which Ball and Isaac kind of made a little bit of a pact with each other to be like, hey, like this was made in confidence, and to give that update and that sort of thing. So I'm gonna say points for character growth for Isaac, because boy howdy, I did not expect almost anyone to find out about that until we got way later. So it may have been done. I was literally gonna say with a crowbar, pun intended. But upon having that whole discussion with Nyx and with Isaac, found out a little bit more about the book that the spell book that Isaac was given, that he thought was given to him as a gift, previously belonged to a other wizard, who was the name of Scrollmaster Scrollmaster is how Nyx referred to him, or Nyx referred to him as Alabaster, and there was history that Isaac knew of with a wizard named Scrollmaster Alabaster, a Earth Genasi who very much so liked to dabble in the world of transmutation, and of that ilk. So upon that, Ball went off and was going to do some investigation and checking on Artem really quick, because I skipped a step. I just like to talk about Nyx because, hey, NPC. But Ruby and Arista also had a little bit of a moment last week as well, just kind of supporting Ruby from almost dying. You for sure passed out. We had not quite rolled death saves yet, but it still was not a fun experience at all for Ruby to have to deal with the repercussions of what happened after Dre had really kind of just wreaked havoc on your guys' mental state and boat. And so there was bonding that way. There was a good conversation with Isaac and Ball, and then Ball went to just double check on Artem, who just was not doing well at all.
He was
Ball
fine.
was able to, yeah, absolutely fine. No blood red tears spewing down his face at all. No
Nope.
holes in the
good.
wall. Nothing like that. And Ball was able to kind of snap Artem out of it a little bit, but it was very much so kind of at a beat of the mental cost on Artem's end. They were able to go take a drink and have some time just to kind of like decompress together, and that is where the evening would have ended with you all. So if you all would like to take a long rest, that would be great.
Oh, cool. I got all my spells back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got time for some more zone truth now.
Yeah. Okay. And with the way that the day had gone for all of you, especially with how successful of a song Arista had played the day before, as you all had pretty much awoken the next day, you can see in the distance there's a line of ships in the distance in front of you. Probably off to the left, you can kind of see, like, very, very far out there, potentially what looks like some land. But you're definitely headed towards a blockade as you guys begin this next morning. So what would y'all like to do with this day?
How far is the blockade? Is that like still like a days away, or is it something we're gonna hit today?
Sorry, it clipped just a second, just a little bit. What is it days away?
Is the blockade a days away still, or how far is the blockade? Is that something we're
You
gonna-
probably will hit them today. It will take a little bit of time to get to them, but like if again the weather is not great right now, like it always is, you've very, very much so become accustomed to this kind of sway of good and bad weather. And if even with kind of a bad weather day, you probably will get there later in the day, or if you had a good weather day, you probably would get there midday.
Yeah, Arista's definitely gonna play for a bit to see how to make it things. Not mostly because she has never seen such a long line of ships, but also because she wants to, make things smoother for us and calm down any nerves,
Okay.
That bit.
Okay,
So roll
sounds like
performance,
a
right?
plan. Yes, please.
See?
And 22. Awesome.
Yes.
As this day starts, and you go to start to play your instrument for the day, Arista, especially kind of coming off of how yesterday felt. Like you know that you can feel good. You know that this can be something that you are very good at, and you're able to again play a very, very successful song. It fills the halls. And the atmosphere is still very tense here, just amongst the ship and dealing with everything after the fact. But there's something about the song that you played today that there's a little bit of excitement in just the air, and it may be just because people are coming out of the slump. It may be because you guys are actually like potentially nerves of going somewhere that it's a little bit bit rough or whatever, but like there's more jitters on the ship than there was previously, of a little bit less of a depressive mood. But the sky, very much so, kind of like that zipper effect like you guys have seen before. Like the sky just seems to part in front of you, and the sun is shining. The wind picks up your picks up your sails as you guys start to kind of really head towards this blockade. The weather around the blockade still stays relatively rough until probably like an hour or so after you guys kind of are making your headway. Kind of the same effect. You can actually see it along the blockade line, like that zipper effect in the sky just starts to peel back as one after another, like the weather just gets better for each ship along this whole blockade, as you guys start to get closer and closer.
Arissa definitely like puts away her instruments. She was going to keep her flute on her, but she is going to tuck away the violin and the hurdy-gurdy because she already knows that they're kidnapping musicians, but so she doesn't want to be conspicuous. So she's putting, like, in her room, she's like putting away the fiddle, her fiddle, violin, and her hurdy-gurdy, and she, for a little posterity, she picks up her little doll, and they'll say, I know this is silly, but guard my instruments, before she makes her way up with her little flute, tucked into her thing, which anybody could, like, she could probably, like, fake up a tune that sounds bad, so, yeah.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, so you're able to kind of tuck everything away, be able to take care of it and everything before going about that. Artem, was there something that you wanted to do at the beginning of this?
Yeah. So Artem will kind of come out for like the first time, like really like and head top deck, but he doesn't make eye contact with anybody. He's still being like really kind of like standoffish kind of thing.
Yeah. People are looking at you, but you're not looking at anybody else.
Yeah. And he's still kind of got like the stains from the red lines still kind of on his face, but he's like, you can tell he's trying to wash them, but they're like stained. Mm-hmm. But in his hand, he's got like a fairly decent sized thin white box that has like a red ribbon on it. And he'll just look for the first person that he sees top deck from our group.
Okay. Most likely at that point, that likely would be, I would guess, Ruby, for just kind of being out and about for the day.
So he'll kind of walk up to Ruby, seeing Ruby, and being like, "Hey,
Hello.
Hey, real quick,
Yes.
When we were back at Trouse, I kind of got everybody gifts, as you remember, but I had one left, but I hadn't had a chance to give it to you all, and well, here you guys go." And he hands you the white box with the red ribbon. It's kind of like a group thing, but I don't know, I'm not really feeling great, and I'm gonna go back to my room.
Do you wish for me to get the others, so we can open it together?
I mean, you can, or you can open it. It's fine. It's whatever. And then you see him just start walking back down.
Ruby wishes he could stop him and say something, but knowing the kind of mood that he's in,
Yeah. This is
I think he's gonna let him go. Just for now.
this is probably the first time, especially because you had been traveling with Artem before. This is probably the first time that you have ever seen him to this just extent of almost like hollow. And
Although Ruby would like to say, he wants to go cheer him up, wants to go find out what's the issue. In reality, he's still figuring this out. He's not quite the charismatic leader that can go out and figure out everyone's problems. He's still a little bothered himself.
Mhm.
So he's going to let
sure.
Arnhem go. And instead is going to see if he can find Arista or Isaac.
Okay.
Or Ball.
Look,
Probably
as soon
with-
as after she's put like everything away, like Arista's just gonna head up because she wants to like see the ships and this is gonna be very morbid. She's going to be like, not thinkable, not thinkable, maybe, depends on crew. Yes, no, that is ugly.
Ruby
So
someone
if you see,
just like shatter, maybe not.
Yes, feel really confident before you go towards this blockade, everybody, please. But yeah, if you're
coping.
yeah, if you're wanting to like gather everybody, like probably you'd be able to find everybody relatively quickly.
Right.
Especially because like at one point while you guys are getting closer, like there would be a point where one of the crew, probably the first mate that you guys had been able to bring back, the half-elf, she would probably shout out at some point that you guys were probably going to be getting there within an hour or so. And so probably around that would be about the time that maybe everyone was topside except for Artem.
When everyone's when we've managed to get everyone around, he's just going to kind of present this and say that Atom got us all gifts and he said this one was for the group, but he's not feeling particularly well, so he gave it to me, but I felt it'd be a bit too selfish of me to open it by myself, so shall we open it?
It's open.
Alright. And with that encouragement, Ruby is going to open it and take a look.
Yeah. As you open this box and you take off the ribbon, there is a chunk of fabric inside of this box, and it's folded over and everything. And as you pull it out, you see that there is a series of holes along one side, as if you would be able to lace it up, and there is a huge piece of embroidery in the center of this piece of fabric. And as you hold it up, it very much so looks like a flag. Artem, do you want to describe what's on it?
It's a middle finger.
Yeah.
No,
It's blurred out. Like it's
Amazing.
there's literally like squares of just like different colors of pale.
yeah. So it's the whole flag's white. In the middle of it is a black circle. In the black circle, you see a turquoise bluish fish, and then in front of the fish, you see a white cat with black tattoos, looking like balls, tattoos that he has. In it, on one of the eyes, there's a jade emerald as the eye, and then on the other side, you see a red CC for Crimson Corsairs in the other eye.
I see.
He was going to
Ooh.
try and to.
Just sob.
He's like, no, get back in there, you. No.
Arissa going to look, it is. I think it is all of us. And this this is Ruby. I think this is and she points to the cat. Ruby. This is.
Yeah.
She points to the deadfish. Me, which I find funny, and she points to the jade. Look, I think it is you. You're a pretty jewel. And look. And the cat looks like you, Ball, and she will, as far as she can, she will try to hold up the flag next to Ball's head, which is actually all sort of impossible. But you see her go.
It's not a small flag either. Like this is like a Macy's like not as big as like one of those like huge like supermarket flags that they have on, but like it's big enough that you could probably see from a distance, especially on a boat and that sort of thing.
So she's like, even though it's like covering her whole, like most of her whole body as she tries to hold it up next to Ball's face, which again, not possible, but you know.
Right. the attempt is made. Perfect. And with that, let me.
Like as she's covered by it, she says, "Should we put it like? Imagine this is her. Should we put it on the mast or not?" She's currently covered by the flag.
I don't know if we want to be hanging our own flag as of now, especially as we're coming up on the blockade.
Then at the very least, we should at least put it away for the next time, perhaps after we leave, or maybe on a better ship.
Also, it's a pirate flag because
Yeah,
we're going to a pirate blockade.
It's very much so like colors coded.
We said that we stole this ship, if I recall, right?
Yes.
Or that's like the rumor that we were trying to like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, I'm trying to think. Does it make sense that we would steal a pirate ship? Would that make us? That either make us really good pirates because we can steal a pirate ship, or that makes us just privateers.
I mean, technically, pirates are privateers, so it's not incorrect.
Well, I suppose if we want to fly it or not, I don't think it makes that big a difference as long as we can. I think the bigger problem is our crew is seemingly not motivated.
Mm,
I don't want to blame them after what just happened.
that is very much true.
Someone needs to do or say something, because if we're going in like this, I don't know how well we can convince a blockade that we're pirates who just came back from a successful heist of a ship, if we all look like someone just died.
I wish I could say I could do it, but quite frankly, I don't know if I can.
Okay, well, if you don't, I am, and then no one will be happy.
Well, I can try. Because there is no bit of sadness on Arissa. I can try at the very least. I should probably go to the captain first to for them to ask and to help, because at the very least his word probably goes farther than I would go individually, and he could probably help them to actually shape up to look like we're happy that we've got this.
I can give it a try. I know people are relying on me, and they have a duty to do this.
I mean,
yes.
no, I mean I don't mind going up to the helping at least get the helping around to let us first getting the how to rile up the crew, and then if need be go to individual people to help them make a advocacy part. I have makeup, but I don't think that will do enough. It's mostly the attitude.
I think we'll take the advice of the captain and see what he thinks we should do.
Okay.
Well, the
Then
two
let
of you
us-
should get on it then, because we're getting
Right.
closer to the blockade with every second.
Yes. Then let us get going.
This is cool.
Okay. I mean, Damon is out and about on the top of the on top side now, very much so wanting to like kind of make sure that everything is okay. And approaches you all and goes, "So, game plan?"
I'm about to ask you the same thing.
Because
I'm sorry. You paid us to come with you, so I would have thought that you guys. But please, tell
I'm
me
sorry,
what
my
tell me what we
confidence
can
has
do.
been a bit shaken lately. I'm sorry, okay? I don't know what to tell you.
No, that's fine. I'm just saying my crew is also shaken, and we still have to do something. So,
first of all, I know
fire some things, please.
Okay, what did you tell me about the name? What was that about again? About whose name is on the ship?
I mean, currently, because my name is on this ship, so due to paperwork and as acting captain, my name is on this ship. So if they ask for paperwork, either I need to lie, or I need to lie. I need to lie either that I am not who I say I am, or I need to lie and say that I am just not even a captain in any shape or form.
Why do we not just tell the truth?
because they are pirates. And him having the name, his own name, might not be good for him, especially if we plan to bamboozle them.
And if you all stole this ship from me, then it makes sense for me not to be who I say I am. Would that you concur with that?
Right.
yes, so it would be best for you to
Okay,
know
let
to be
me
someone.
get into the character. I'm a pirate who took over this ship, and that's my win. Okay, I can do this. And he kind of like slaps his cheeks, kind of just like
He
gets himself ready.
he sees the flag and goes, so I mean, this ship has no colors. Do you want that up? What?
As a
I think you'd tell the story.
as a pirate, I mean, would it not be like pirates to blatantly show off that they stole a ship? So shouldn't we put this up?
He like points over to the blockade, and you can see that every single ship has like their own colors, and goes.
So that makes
I mean, we can go in colorless, but if you're really wanting to commit to the bit, it may not hurt.
And question: does it really matter that how happy or unhappy the crew is, or since we commandeered the ship, should they be glad or not?
If you want us to be a little bit miserable because you guys absorbed our crew, then sure, we can be a little bit sad and miserable. But if you need us to be shipshape, we'll do that so we don't die.
I think it'd be easier to play into the fact that people look sad and miserable.
Okay, done.
And just, I just want you to know how I'm going to act in a few minutes. I do not mean it.
And he kind of smiles at you and goes, I look forward to it.
And
At least one of us do.
No, you can do it, and like Ressa will pat on Ruby's shoulder. You can do this. Just pretend. No, and she says close to him, and she will go down and whisper into his ear. Pretend that the captain is someone you don't like enough, to be
I don't.
such.
I'm so sorry, I didn't hear that.
I could not hear that either.
So she says,
speak
pretend
whisper.
that the captain. She says, pretend that the captain, our third captain, is somebody you don't like at home, someone you truly dislike, to make it believable.
Alright, I got it. I'm going to pretend that he is. Actually, I'm not going to say that. No, I'll just keep that to myself.
Yes.
Also, while all this is going on, once we get closer to the blockade, Artem's gonna come back up top deck.
Okay.
While Artem's coming back up to the top deck, he's now got like a red bandana that he's pretty much fashioned out of one of his old shirts and tied it up. And so he's got like a red bandana on, and he's taken some of the debris from his room and like made himself look a little dirtier. And he's actually got like a rapier on his hilt.
Ooh,
Nice.
lovely.
As he's just like walking up, and he looks way like he's just kind of leaning into like the pirate vibe for sure.
Yeah, you've traveled with Ruby enough. Whatever you could channel from Ruby is probably the vibe that you're like doing right
Speaking
now.
of, I think Ruby would put away the hat he got for now and put on his old, pirate-looking hat just to really
For
sell
sure.
the point.
Yeah.
And Arissa's gonna do she is going to go downstairs, and she is like, there's a whole thing where she sighs and she's like, and she will find like the skimpiest like sort of top and shirt, and she will like have her hair up, and it's like and she's like, she's in full pants, her skirt is gone, she's in a very tight thing, and her hair is up, and she's like, too much skin. No, I can do this. Pretend you're a siren. Can do this. And she will find the red lipstick that she has bought somewhere, put it on, and then just go back up top.
So
I think it's the least stress that it's been ever since she left the water.
Yeah. Sorry, Artem, go ahead.
So Artem's like at this point he's just in like he's going into like full character mode, and he's just like, as he walks up, he does like he just kind of circles around, making eye contact with everyone, like way different than just like an hour or so ago.
Mm-hmm.
And he just like starts like pumping his arms up, and he's just like, everyone, let's fucking go. Just also he's going to walk up to Isaac,
who also has come up from below, who is wearing red lipstick and sorry, keep going.
Isaac, I gotta say that halter top's not doing anything for you right now.
It really isn't. It's not even your color.
Buddy, you gotta pirate yourself up a bit here.
Yes, and I have eyeshadow to make you look a little more scruffy.
I'm not putting
You look good.
eyeshadow on. What do you want me to look like?
I could maybe stab you a bit. That'd be believable.
No.
Alright, you're lost.
Regardless of how
think-
much we can try and change my appearance, I don't think this is very easy to hide, as he'll kind of hold up his jade arm. And I need this as well, as he kind of motions to his spell book.
Well,
Then
first of all, pirates got wizards too. I mean, there's wizard pirates, so it's okay. And that arm makes you look more badass. So I would say don't hide the arm. The arm looks cool as shit.
Honestly,
We
I
are
think that
dangerously
we could-
close to my home. People might recognize this. I'm not exactly keen to flaunt it about.
How do you suggest hiding it? Just hiding on the deck until we're done?
That would be fine by me, but if things break out, I might be a little bit slow to the jump.
I mean,
Then
even
how
if
would
there
you
is
just
somebody
hide it?
close to your home, what does that have to do with this situation? I mean, you can't be a pirate because of where you're from, or they're going to go tell people back home that you're on a pirate ship?
That, they might
I mean-
ask more questions. It's
Oh,
also just
oh,
suspicious.
I have an idea. He could be our first pet wizard. I've seen ships that have they take a wizard as their
Yeah.
as somebody. So he could do that instead. So that way he doesn't have to look like a pirate. I'm sorry, Isaac. I don't think. I mean, I don't mean it in the worst way. You are very pretty. You could be somebody's pet wizard, a pet pirate wizard.
Yeah, you know, people have been kidnapping bards or whatever. We could just say that we captured you if they ask any questions. That gives you reason to stay behind, stay back, and if something pops off, then you do something.
Oh yes, this
Okay.
is our wizard. He put up a bit of a fight, but he came with us in the end.
Well, I mean, it was that or death, so.
Exactly.
Aye. Listen, well, whatever breaks out, just... I'll follow your lead. Alright?
Everybody is so defiant until they have a rapier stuck to the tip of their throat.
Now, I want, Ruby, when we go in here,
Yes.
I want you to be Ruby, but turned up all the way to 12.
Oh, believe me, I'm way ahead of you.
Okay, listen, just absolute blind confidence in yourself. That's what even to the point of it making no freaking sense.
I mean, at what point does my confidence make sense?
Listen, this is a moment to just cut loose, have some fun, and if shit happens, shit happens. But let's have some fun with this.
Right. I suppose I have been a bit too serious and straightforward with people. It's time to fuck with them.
Yeah, this is not the time for that. Let's have some fucking fun.
Alright. You've convinced me, you son of a bitch.
Okay, let's fucking do it.
I feel like that is just like Ruby's tagline from here on out.
Yes.
Just, you've convinced,
You convinced me, you son of a bitch.
Ball, actually, while this like conversing is going on, Damon walks up to you and goes, "Hey, can I ask a favor?
What do you do?
Can you punch me?"
Damn it, I wanted to do that.
No hesitation,
just like wherever, because if I was a captain and you guys like took my boat, then I'd like to make it look like I kind of put up a little bit of a fight. So please.
Okay, zero hesitation. Break his nose.
Oh my god.
Doesn't even give a time to
For just absolute kicks and giggles, can you please roll an attack roll for me, just with your strength modifier?
Okay, at least you didn't go crazy.
Yeah, for point blank.
Oh god.
And like he like kind of like reels back and like his eyes start watering and he's like, thanks, okay, I'll see it a little bit, and like goes away for
right
for a little
behind
bit of
you
time.
right behind you, Artem just slowly appears like from behind you and just goes, "Now that, I gotta say, was nice form."
You hear the like a little bit of clapping from Arista. That was amazing.
Just look at him and smile, and that's gonna be it.
just salute off. Perfect. So anything else that you all would like to do as you are approaching this blockade?
Load the cannons. No, I'm just kidding.
Sweet.
Arista's definitely going to make herself she is definitely going to find a place that she could lounge and just be like very bored out, like pretend to be bored out of her mind, trying to sell one of the what few things she's seen from and tales that she knows from about female pirates, just lounging around, just waiting for a right moment to be vicious.
I mean, the majority of pirates that you've seen have probably been dead. It's not like you've gotten
so she makes herself bloated
a whole lot. So just like you're very used to seeing them lounge around.
Like the dead, but then just what the tale that she's heard about how the few that she's heard about female pirates, because she knows that the few are vicious, but that's all she really knows.
whatever tales. Go ahead and roll me a history check for me.
Okay.
It's gonna be
Let's see
funny
how
when we
well
pull
I
up and they're all in like business suits
Yeah,
and like really nicely dressed and everything. We're like,
it's like
shit, we did not read the room well, guys. We did not.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like the
20
one dude from The Matrix
22.
with the glasses. Oh, awesome. So, I mean, pirates are people. People are all different.
People.
Like, there is no, like, you've heard tales of some that are absolutely cutthroat and like, absolutely in your face. You've heard tales of some of them that are terrifying and very, more so on the back, like the backside of just like standing back and letting the rest of their crew do their work, as they are the ones that inflict terror in you. Like, really, you could kind of play it either way, because it's, I mean, yeah, pirates are people. That's the best way that I can word it.
Pirates are
Just
people.
as like how you are different than Isaac, then different than Artem and everything, you could totally play it however you want to, because it's, yeah.
Yeah, she's definitely gonna go with the one that just lets everybody else do the work.
Hey, do we have cannons on the ship?
You do. You have 2.
Okay, I got this. Hey, Ruby, how intimidating do you want to be?
I mean, there's nothing wrong with a bit of intimidation.
What if we took like the fuse from the cannon, put it in your whiskers, and then burned it, so then it looks like your whiskers are on fire?
That does sound kind of awesome, actually.
Yeah.
You just singe all of Ruby's like facial hair a little bit.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh my god, that'd be terrifying.
Oh no.
Oh man.
I
just
don't want to
pictured
see Ruby as
I
that.
just pictured a Sphinx Tabaxi, and I hate that so much. Oh, never again. That is
If we-
nightmare fuel.
Oh man, I got my next auditor's character.
Yeah, please do.
The naked back.
like fur from the neck down, but just completely
Just
naked
the
up.
head.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, that's horrifying.
I was just thinking you like actually made Ruby like a true calico with the orange, the white, and the black.
Yep. Oh man, that literally you could have been Calico Jack.
Oh my god.
Ooh. I mean, if you need a pirate name,
Yeah, that's a good
besides
pirate name.
Ruby.
Sure. I mean, to be fair, Ruby Libertas is the name he goes by as a pirate.
Right. I'm just saying, if you needed another pirate name, you
True.
have
That is
an
pretty- that's pretty
option.
good. That is pretty good.
Oh man, that's great.
Okay. Sweet. So as you all approach the blockade, as the Crimson Corsairs colors are flying, and as the catfish approaches these various ships, anyone that would like to, please feel free to give me a perception check.
Of course.
You.
Sorry, that should be normal, not disadvantage. But still, 16.
Yeah, you're so good.
19.
Wow, good job, everybody. Okay. The first thing that you guys notice is as you start to approach, definitely the boats, there's a couple boats that seem to like collect together towards you guys, so there is a little bit of a gap in the blockade as a couple of boats go to like wall off what's in front of you. The other thing that all of you hear is music playing from the docks of these boats. Various levels of instruments. Some you hear one boat, there's some singing going on. There's another boat where there's a fiddle. There's another boat where sounds like it's almost like a harmonica kind of thing. Another boat, there is another violin fiddle situation, and then Like, you hear that pretty much down the line. And for pretty much everyone except Isaac, you guys see on the docks of this boat, or of these boats, I should say, that there is several people, all different races, all different kind of sizes, but they all bear a outfit of black and white as they are on the docks of this boat and playing their music for this blockade. The other thing that you notice for sure, Artem, Arista, and Ruby, and Ball as well. There are a lot of cannons facing you all, especially because you guys are currently approaching, and these ships are pretty much broadside to you. There's a couple of ships that are broadside, and there are a couple of ships that would be facing parallel to you, but there's at least 2 ships that have very much so firearms faced towards you.
Of course they
and yeah. And as you guys approach even further, and you start to get closer, there is a series of smaller boats, of kind of like lifeboats, that start to get off of their own ships and start to make their way towards your boat. As this is happening, you hear one of them call out and say, "Lower your sails, we're coming aboard." Sorry, raise your sails, we're coming aboard. You guys have been lower already.
To really get into character, Ruby is really gonna shout to the crew in a very like pompous voice, well not pompous, like kind of like pompous attitude, with like hand on the waist, like smiling, like very toothy grin. It's like, "Well, you heard him, boys. Raise the sails. We have to give them a warm welcome."
Aye, aye, Captain. And then I will start raising sail.
Like I was gonna FYI, I was like chop, get to it.
Make sure you're on your best behavior now. We wouldn't want any accidents to happen to you.
As you all are kind of scuttling about, and the crew of Damon's crew is listening to you as well, they very much so are leaning into this whole kind of humglum feel of it. They're dragging their feet in a way that is very, like, they're doing their job, but they're trying to look a little bit dismayed about it, and that sort of thing. As these 2 boats approach, one Damon and another member of the crew both drop down rope ladders for them to be able to join onto the boat. And you see between these 2 boats, there are 4 people that come on. There's at least 2 per little lifeboat, longboat sort of thing. You see the very first figure that comes onto the boat is a human male, probably like early 20s, probably late teens, that age. Looks like this kid has probably been probably just been through the absolute ringer. He has very visible like whip marks across like his neck and his face and his arms, and just comes onto the ship just absolutely just smiling at you all. The next figure that comes on is what appears to be a elf. She is in a little bit nicer garb than the human. She has a little bit more garb to her that looks like she has some pouches. It looks like she has a little bit of some like bangles on her arms as well. As she comes on, she has a very tight bun that is like pretty sun bleached blonde in that regard. And then the third person that comes on is a half orc, and as she comes on board, she probably has like a fairly classic like pirate coat of leather and that sort of thing. But probably the thing that sticks out to you the most is she is wearing an eye patch, and this eye patch has a symbol on it that seems to kind of flicker a little bit. It looks like there is a how do I describe this? Embroidery. There we go. I was like, that's not the right word I was looking for, but here we go. But it seems like it is embroidered, and it seems like there is an eye on top of the eye patch, but it is embroidered in a very gold style of coloration. She looks like if she did not get whipped herself, she probably did a lot of the whipping, and you guys see that she has a cat of nine tails on the side of her belt as she climbs on, and just very much so kind of towers above the other two and looks to the rest of you. And then finally, the last one, you see a halfling that climbs up. He seems to have a ledger and kind of just sits patiently with a very large quill, and he probably looks the most land lover of the bunch, but he very much so looks like he is there for a job, and not necessarily as piratey as the rest of them. The half-orc steps forward and she goes, "State your business."
Well, we want to get through.
And you are?
Oh, I thought you'd never ask. I am Captain Ruben Libertas, the captain of the Crimson Corsairs, and we have taken this ship as our own.
And so this ship is yours by default, is that correct?
Not quite so. I took it from the bastard's hands. No, more so I took it by his throat, really, considering that was the last thing he had.
And she just kind of looks over to the halfling, and the halfling has started like writing just furiously in this ledger as you talk, and she goes, "Very well, I have not seen this boat out on waters, but if you say you stole it, then I guess I will have to agree that this is what you're here for. And you want to get passage to where?"
Where are you trying to get passage to again? Our character, I know just saying Lindwan, probably... Oh, was that time?
Yeah.
So, out of character, where are we trying to go again? Because I think just saying Lindwan probably isn't quite accurate enough, is it? Oh.
So sorry.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Sorry,
Okay.
I'm switching my audio right now because
No, you're fine,
I
you're fine.
will not have this happen again.
I think Lenore is fine. That's the capital.
Sorry, what was that, Isaac?
Lenore's the capital, so that should
Right.
be fine.
Okay,
Mhm.
I just wasn't quite sure if that was specific enough. Ruby's just going to reply with his big old toothy grin to sing, "Well, Lindwan, of course, smooth business there."
She kind of blinks a little bit slow and looks to you and goes, "Oh, so the business that you have there, are you looking to make a name for yourself with this being, I'm assuming," and she kind of looks around at the crew, who are very much so like leaning into the like, oh, woe is us. And she goes, I mean, you probably would not be able to. And she just kind of pauses and goes, listen, this, as much as I would love to give you passage, this looks like it might be your first time. Most people try to kill their crew that they took off. So if you are looking for good feather,
that work kills.
Good. I would hope so. If you actually did take this ship the way that you claimed that you did. And she just kind of like narrows her eyes a bit, and she's just like, oh, there is payment to go to Lindworm. Would you like to pay the toll in blood or coin?
It's probably smarter to say coin. However, fully leaning into this, Ruby is going to smile ear to ear, just very toothy Cheshire grin, and is going to say, I've yet to meet a bounty of blood that I cannot fulfill.
Good to know. You carry a bard on this boat.
Oh, who told you that? I mean, maybe we don't, maybe we don't. Who's to say?
She looks down the line of her own blockade and goes, we understand whatever enchantment the bards are able to do on the waters as is. You came in clear sailing. You have a bard on this boat.
How do you not know we just got lucky?
You have a bard on this boat.
Well, if you're so convinced of that, what does that mean?
That means that you have the magical capability of sailing without issue. If you are truly looking forward to joining into Lindworm and joining up with these pirates, you would understand that as of right now, all bards are rationed via the Pirate King.
Now, if I were to have a bard on board, I can guarantee you that they'd be under the utmost watch and would be under my eye. Meaning, if anyone were to try anything, I'd cut the bastard down before they even get close.
You're the one that said you wanted to pay in blood. I was just honoring your contract.
I want you to give me options on how to play with blood. I was simply asking. So what are you suggesting I do then?
To honor your contract. You either pay with the
How?
bard or you pay with coin. That is the request.
The bard is not an option.
Okay, then pay with coin.
How much?
800 gold to pass through my blockade. 1,500 to pass through the secondary.
Ruby's going to try something, and he's going to give, like, a very crazed grin. He's going to say, you know, that pay for blood does sound pretty tempting, actually, but, well, let's just say it probably won't be my bard that ends up going under.
Please, take any of these ones. We can find more. We found these
Sure we
Zezas.
can. I'm just saying, surely, just to avoid this getting a bit messy, maybe you could drop that a tiny bit.
You're the one that wants to come to Lindworm, friend. Go ahead and make a persuasion check if you would like.
Alright. Persuasion. That'd be a 23.
Okay.
Pour the whole fucking bottle in the damn thing.
How about this?
Yes.
It's got the rest of that rum and whiskey in it.
We'll knock off some gold. Tell me a number, and if I don't absolutely hate it, we'll talk. But you do let me know which of your crew is your bard.
Right.
While they're talking or whatever, Artem's gonna take out the vial that he got from.
You see, my plan
From
was to lie
Arista.
about that as well. About who's the bard.
I just,
Oh,
and
I was
Artem,
gonna say, look, and she says, and she has him put his down, put his the violin down, and she just holds up her hand for a second, like wait, let him choose. Like she has a plan, and she does have a lie.
I mean, Artem was taking out the vial, so it's not like that can be like, shh. Like you are on top side with all these.
Yeah.
So
she's just making sure that to put that like she's like putting like smacking his hand. Don't do anything yet.
okay.
But anyway, yes.
Ruby, you were saying.
Ruby is going to respond by saying, "How about oh, hello?
No, keep going.
How about say 1200 for full passage, and I introduce you to my lovely little bard over there." And Ruby is going to point over to Awesome.
Okay. And she goes, 1200 for full.
Yes. Surely a measly pittance of 300 less coin is not going to do you that plus.
No. Oh,
But
please. You're almost asking for full passage between both.
you said the normal price was 1500. I don't think 1200 is that much lower.
And she goes, okay, fine, because you told me who your bard is. I guess I will take the slight.
I am pleased to see you know how to do business. I'd so hate for any of this to get messy. But that's a lie. I'd actually love it, but for your sake, good it doesn't.
I mean, this can get messy. And she looks over to Artem. And she goes, once you dock, you need to show the Pirate King this. And she, curls her finger over towards the human. And he is going to walk straight towards Artem. And he is going to reach over and he's going to grab Artem's hair. And he is going to reach up to Artem's ear. And there's going to be a clink. And you are going to have a tag on your ear, Artem.
Wait, hold on, that was my good side, you dickhead.
That's the point. And he turns around and he walks back.
I take the violin and starts winding it up like a baseball bat. and then just
Arista, just before he does that, Arista's just gonna wrap her hands. It's now, pretty bard, don't do that. I like when you play the music. and she whispers in like he's so sweet. It took us a while to tame him. Mostly.
And
As she, she is very she is draping herself on Artem, it's like, Pete, but don't do that. We need to put the music, okay? And she just very condescendingly does this does his pinches his cheek and do it like that. Besides, that jewelry is very pretty on you. And before she walks back and takes the viola from him, the bard in Arista could not actually stand to see fucking, even though it's somebody else's. She can't do it.
okay. The half-orc is going to look at the rest of you and goes, well, if you have nothing else hiding on the ship, you wouldn't mind a brief investigation and a simple walkthrough before we allow you to go through our blockade, simply to make sure that you're not planning anything of ill will while you are headed towards Lindworm.
I don't think you have anything to hide. Sylvie?
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go with whoever is checking stuff out because I'm making sure you don't take anything that's ours off the ship.
And she goes, fair enough. And
Yes,
kind of like
would be-
beckons over and pairs and sends her 3 to go start to look for in the ship.
It's so hatred for those with sticky fingers to find themselves getting caught in our ship and suddenly those fingers not being attached to their body.
And she goes, I would like to say the same thing, so please be well behaved while you are on land. It's the least that you could do.
Oh, you mean I won't get to steal that pretty little eye patch of yours? Oh, what a shame.
Oh no. As much as I would like to take the hat off of yours, maybe we'll trade sometime.
I'd like to see you try.
If I ever do, it'll be with me standing over you.
Oh,
A
right,
pool
take me
of
to
blood
dinner
beneath your
first.
black.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
So, Artem, you take your pick. Do you want the elf, the human, or the halfling?
Which one of the 3 look the most like they would pickpocket the shit out of this ship?
Either the halfling. No, sorry. The human for sure. And then potentially the elf.
I'll go, I guess, with the elf.
Okay.
Arissa's gonna trail behind the halfling because she doesn't trust the halfling.
Okay.
Also because, you know, just because.
Okay.
I guess at least roll for the last one.
Yeah, do you want the human ball?
You want the human ball?
That doesn't sound weird at all, does it?
I mean, you
You're
decided
the
your
one
character.
that had your character. High five, Tony.
Yep.
I'm surprised it hasn't come up more than it has. So
Oh, it has, just in private.
yeah.
Technically, his name's Ballamore. All y'all just call him Ball.
Yeah.
You also, like, when you like brought him over, you're like, he also goes by Ball.
Yeah, I know. Like, who the fuck's gonna say Ballamore all the damn time? But anyway, yeah, I'll take him, I guess.
As these 3 start to go through your ship, they start to knock on every door. There is a full inspection, and as they start to kind of like work their way through the rooms and through the ships and everything, you can hear them kind of like muttering to themselves as they like open a room and are like, all clear, there's no one here. If they pass, like, probably Ball, when you and the human hit the galley and Maris is in there and she is preparing, just as she does, you hear that there is a note of female genasi in the galley. And Arista, as you were like following this halfling around, you see that he is just again just ledgering like crazy. Even if he's not encountering things, he's still just like taking notes and everything. Isaac, there comes a point where there's a rap on your door, and there's a jiggle of the handle. I'm assuming that you have your door locked, especially with how the past 24 hours have been for you.
Yeah, I will. I'll ignore it at first, but if they try a second time, I'll unlock it.
Okay. Artem, this is with you and the elf. She goes and wraps the door, and then there's a pause, and she wraps the door again.
I just go, open up.
Kind of make my way over to the door and kind of I'll open it like a more than a crack, but not all the way. And
As soon as he like opens the door a little bit, I kick it open and just go, what did I tell you? about locking your door?
Isaac doesn't know how to react. He just kind of looks at Artem.
Don't give me puppy eye. Don't give me puppy dog eyes.
Don't go soft on me now, wizard.
Isaac will just kind of raise shit.
You raise.
I did. I totally did. And I think that's something Isaac would do too. He
Yeah.
raises both hands and kind of like steps back to get out of the
Okay.
way.
You see this half elf in kind of slightly nicer leathers and garbs with these bangles on her arms, and she kind of steps in and she takes a look around and she goes, "You the only one in here?"
Not really much places anyone could hide.
And she goes and she like looks under your bed and she like looks around and she goes, and like just kind of to herself you hear, "Human, looks like some kind of scholar. Anyone else?" No? Okay. And she just like bored, like turns around and like leaves the room, with briefly you and Artem still in it.
Whisper under my breath, "Really?"
I just look at him and then just give it, like, turn my back and shoot him a bird, and then just back out of the room. As we're walking with the elf,
I don't know.
I just in Elvish, I'm like, I don't know if you speak Elvish or anything, but I was just wondering, how do you do this all day? This seems boring as hell.
Her ears very much so like prick as you start to speak in Elvish, and she looks over to you and she goes, "Oh," and like in a very different like tone than what she saw, like what you heard her with Isaac, and she goes, "Oh, most people don't talk in Elvish to me. It's kind of nice to hear. It is boring, but it's necessary." Isa really appreciates a thorough look through, and it's a little bit easier to look a little scary, I guess you could say, if you seem bored and over it than not. Sometimes we find interesting things. And she like goes and raps on another door. And this likely would be your room, Artem. And she opens it, and sees just like the disheveledness of it, and it's been cleaned up like a little bit, but not much. And she goes, "Like this, for example?" And still in Elvish, and goes, "What happened here?"
Well, when you take a ship, sometimes people aren't happy about it. So this is the play nice room.
Good to know. Might not be a bad idea to incorporate that on some of our own ships. That might be good.
Yeah, it's always a good idea. Speaking of that, when we get to Linwar, is there a place we can offload some of these sailors and possibly pick up some people that would be happier to be on this ship?
She goes, "Of course. We're always looking for muscle. Even just to be passed around from ship to ship."
Okay. Is there like a place that we could go to hire some possible sailors?
You could go to the Triangles. They will probably be able to do a fair trade for you. As far as if you provide sailors, they can provide you sailors. If you're looking for less slave labor, I should say, very much so could go to, you could go to the Rat's Nest. That tends to be a very good point of hire as well.
Well, thank you. That's
Of course.
exactly what I was looking for, so thank you very much.
And like as she's talking, she's kind of like rifling through your room a little bit, Of course, not knowing that it's your room, but like she kind of like checks the places, finds your crates and like just kind of looks at it and everything and goes about. And this kind of continues. She is probably the one that finds Arista's room, and knocks again with it being empty, especially where Arista's following the halfling around. She opens it, and with it being decorated as Arista has decorated, she goes, "Does this belong to your sea friend?"
I mean, mostly hers. Some of it's mine. And then I point, like, kind of nod towards the instruments.
She goes, "Okay. Good to know." And she again starts to just kind of check the room, see if there's anyone else in there, and starts to rifle and everything. And she goes, and at one point opens up the hurdy-gurdy. And she goes, "Oh, haven't seen one of these in a minute. Beautiful instrument. You must be very talented."
I look at me and like in the way I'm dressed and everything and go, "Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm good at some instruments. I kind of sold myself really big to these people, and I've been able to perform decently well. That's gotten us here, but I'm still trying to figure a lot of this out."
She goes, "Oh, so you're probably not as valuable as maybe some of the bards that we've already obtained."
I mean, I mean, I'm valuable. You don't have to put it like that. Like, as he takes like personal offense to that. Like, he's just, hold on here. Wait a second.
And she like laughs and continues to reply in Elvish. She's like, "Listen, when you work in the line of work that we do, everyone is measured by value. So, are you good at your job or aren't you?"
Listen, I made it further as a swordsman than I did as a bard, but right now with the way the waters are working, bards are way more valuable, and I'm just trying to get the most out of my time.
And she, like, as she continues to kind of rifle, like, she finds, like, Arista's skirt. And she goes, "I mean, whatever keeps you alive, I guess. Because I'm sure that if there is any point of," and like kind of like starts putting everything back, and she's like, she says, "I mean, if you have a skill that keeps you above water, then might as well use it. I'm just a little surprised with you saying that you're a novice. Most people need to have a little bit more expertise to cast the magic that we saw today."
Yeah,
But I mean-
I was pretty surprised about it too. I'm pretty good with like a vial, but I started playing it one day, and next thing I know, it stopped raining, and it's been working, and I'm really confused by how that works.
And she kind of smiles and she goes, "Well, when you have a sea goddess that is as mad as the one that is currently, when you find something that works, you cling to it. Did not take us very long to figure that out. Hence the reason why you are pretty much currency at this point. So, you will be reported to the Pirate King and to the..." And she kind of smiles and she goes, "No, I think the triangles would be too good for you."
Again, with the rudeness, I'm trying my best here.
I'm just saying, if you are going to claim that you are good at your job, maybe sound like you're not so nervous about it.
It's a new thing. Who would have thought that playing music made the storms go away?
That's what we thought, but then that is why we did what we did. in order for all of us to have safe passage on these treacherous waters, the least that we can do is use the key that was given. We don't know why it's working, but it's a lot easier to move with people than to succumb to whatever folly the seas have for us at this moment.
Yeah, I'm trying not to go under the sea. I like to try to stay topside as much as possible.
Sounds good. Well, you'll have to play it for us sometime.
Under the sea.
I would love to hear a hurdy-gurdy.
I'll practice for you, just for you.
And she kind of switches back to common. So sorry, I've been talking so much today, my throat is a little shot.
You're fine.
It's fine.
And in common you hear no one in cabin but lodging of Sea Elf and Bard. And she kind of goes off and continues to search. As the three of you kind of continue to monitor, very much so this is the vibe. It is investigating, taking tally of people and seeing what is in everything. Probably for Arista, the halfling isn't necessarily looking, but like he is like doing full paces up and down like every level of the ship and taking all of these notes as this is going on. Ball, probably your human, is the one that went to check out the stores and like is looking at like your guys' water, looking at your guys' food and that sort of thing. Does like a full like breakdown of what all is there, and probably between 30 minutes to an hour have gone by before everyone comes back up to the top of the boat. And the half orc looks to you, Ruby, and goes, well, I think we're done here. Cough up your gold.
Alright, let me get it. And I presume Ruby was left with the box for the purposes of this. Oh.
No, you're good.
So I assume Ruby was left the box for purposes like this, for, obviously getting through.
The
Who had
last
it last, I think it was Isaac.
Yeah.
Isaac had the box last.
Yeah. So Isaac, would you have had Ruby the box in preparation, or does he have to come get that?
I don't think Isaac probably would have known that there'd be a gold tunnel.
Yeah, so you could very easily go get it if you'd like.
Yeah, so in that case, Ruby is going to sort of look to a random crewmate. He's just going to snap his fingers and say, "You there! Go get the wizard."
And the half-orc smiles as you see, let's see, eeny, meeny, miny, moe. Who should it be? The cleric from that joined onto Damon's crew, she very quickly runs off and goes to get Isaac. And Isaac, you hear another rapping on your door.
What now? And I'll go open up the door, this time kind of stepping back, expecting Artem to get in.
You just hear, the captain needs you.
Well, head on out.
Okay. You see the tiefling, and she kind of smiles and she goes, "Sorry, I don't know why, but the captain needs you," and kind of like escorts you back up topside.
You needed me?
Yes, these finding people are asking for in a division of our gold, 1,200. You can do that, can't you?
Yeah. It's gonna take a while to count all that.
No chop, get to it.
I will be back up shortly then. Do you all have something I could use to put it in?
The half-orc
Don't
looks
keep
to
the man
you.
waiting. Sorry.
And she goes, "Please." we're not going to supply this for you. You're the one that has to pay to us. We're not going to give you baggage. Take care of it yourself. This is
Yeah.
your crew, isn't it?
Yeah, I think this one's already got enough baggage.
I'll just hand Isaac the pouch.
Okay.
Thank you. I will be back up in a while. And I'll go down and start counting the coin.
The box, part of the magic is it will give you allocated coin. So if you say I need 50 gold,
right.
if I need 500 gold,
Yeah.
it will provide that to you.
And it was 1,200, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, then I will take out 1,200 and then put it into the pouch. And then head back upstairs.
Good luck, little wizard. You may actually get some rations today.
How generous.
I'm so sorry.
The half-orc looks kind of to you and then over to Isaac and goes, I don't know, for a wizard, he's pretty well stocked, isn't he?
See, that's what I thought too. Turns out he's not very good at magic, so he makes up for it in the other ways.
And she just kind of chuckles and she goes, if you don't mind. And she like hands over to the gold to the elf, and the elf starts to count the gold, and it happens very quickly.
Wait, as he starts counting, can I just start going 3, 7, 4?
16, 37, 42.
No, 1,400. You should give us 200 back.
Hey Artem, does a 17 hit?
Let's see here.
Ooh.
Yeah, it will.
A snap of a whip heads over to you as you were.
Okay. I'll deflect attack.
Okay.
1 second.
That would have been 13 points of piercing damage to you.
I think I roll. Hold on. I don't know if it's popping up. Okay, I'm gonna manually roll it because it's not rolling. Hold on.
There you're good.
Okay.
So that is 4 plus 5. That's I deflected 13 damage.
Okay, so it's negated.
And
she-
so as she does it, I just kind of like snatch the whip that hits. I'm like, ow, that almost hurt.
And she goes,
Hey. Hey,
pretty quick on your
And,
hands for a bard.
of course
Hey,
he
man,
is. He ha-
In this time and day, you got to be multi-talented.
Of course,
and
Arista-
he,
Sorry.
1 second, Arista was trying to say something.
yes. Oh, and he is very talented. And don't harm the merchandise at CPs. They're my playthings. You hurt them, you have to pay. I'm not allowing any of my too pretty playthings to be harmed. I like them pretty faces. As she like pats both Artem and Isaac, which she feels really skeevy saying that to both of them. And as soon as she's off, she is going to apologize so much to both of them.
Ruby.
Ruby is going to say, but of course he's pretty strong for a bard. I mean, he's part of my crew. You don't get here without being multi-talented and, well, stronger than you might appear. I mean, look at me. I'm just a harmless little kitty cat, aren't I?
There's a pause. Just a pause as the elf continues to count, and she goes, you know, I don't really love the fact that you are all making such a joke out of this. I don't think you realize that you are probably in a worse position here than I am. And I have the ability to say, off with you.
I mean, sure, you might be able to sink our ship, but how many of yours could I take before you get me? I think that's the real question you have to ask.
If you take 4, then that's fine. But that's as many as you could get. And that's as many as you would get before falling to the absolute depths.
Better than you would have tried and failed.
And her eyes kind of narrow at Artem again. And she goes, you know, I apologize to you, Captain Ruby. I completely forgot to tell you the numbers for the toll did go up
Right.
very recently.
Oh, how recently is that, my friend?
Oh, shocking. Probably about the time that things started to not go well in this just general correspondence between the two of us. 500 extra gold.
Now, are you doing this because we have hurt your ego? Because I promise you, it's not that we think we're better because you're weak. No, you are strong. We're just stronger.
Do you want passage or not?
Isaac is gonna take out 500 gold and just hand it over.
Just, but not even in a bag, just in his hands.
Yeah.
Just
It emerges in a bag. It says so in the notes of the Dragon Horde box.
None of
Because
us
here,
the
sir.
need it.
Do you want some more?
Just, and the half-orc looks over and goes, at least there's someone on this ship that has a little bit of common sense, and she takes the bag.
Well, there's the
And
fun
she-
in common sense.
That is why we keep him.
That's
And she- and
probably
she, like-
why that's probably why they will keep you alive sooner than you will be. And she hands the bag over and goes, okay, you have your mark, and points to Artem and his tag and goes, that will give you passage into Lindward. Don't worry, we will make sure that the next blockade knows that you have already paid.
Excellent.
Anything else that we could do for you today, sir?
How
Can I
about
insight
your-
check that part about time the next blockade?
For sure.
I don't know if
How,
they're
how
actually.
many luck points you got?
5.
I have
I
9.
can
I
add to
think.
that.
Ooh. I will add 2. I'll use spend 2.
Add
I
2?
can get that to a 15.
Okay, you want to hop into Matara?
Sure.
All right. God, I hope I didn't fuck that up.
So
I
it's
don't
one
think that was
time,
me.
a bad
Hey,
guy.
you got to jump in there because they can't hear it. But if you're not in there,
Oh, that means you.
Wait, what?
You gotta jump in Matara, otherwise they can't hear us. The stream can't hear.
Yeah,
Going
Oh,
on.
shit.
yeah.
bye, Felicia.
Let it. For the stream, not for me. Everybody's yelling.
No, you're good. I waited for a second, and we'll go again. And Isaac will say everything exactly like what the
I
response.
can't remember what I said 2 seconds ago.
I know. Work on it. You get the vibe that you are all on very, very thin ice with this woman. Who knows if she's going to actually tell the truth or not. If you get to the next place and you have to pay more money, you would not be surprised.
Okay. We could probably go back, but there's something I'd like to do.
Like, you know,
Yeah.
Yo,
Hello.
Oh,
you.
was it fun?
No, I'm scared. Isaac is he's gonna take out he's gonna kind of get close, so like, I mean, I'm guessing people can still kind of see what's going on, but close enough that not everyone can kind of see what's going on.
Uh-huh.
And he's just gonna take out. He'll take out 250 gold pieces and just say, for your kindness, this is just for you. We appreciate it.
The half-orc Isa looks to you, and she kind of smiles, and she goes, I think you would do well amongst Lindworm, or just with people like me in general. Maybe check the rest of these people that you travel with.
I try to help as much as I can. I guess that's why they keep me around.
Chop chop is it, boy? Come on.
Turn around and just kind of grit my teeth and walk back over to our side.
There's a soup that needs heated down below.
that the fire genasi just can't. She's just like rubbing her hands together and just putting them on the side of the pot. Anywho, the Isa looks to you, Ruby, and goes, well, if that's all that you all need to go through passage, and if you go anywhere except for where you are meant to go, we will know, and we will keep an eye. And you should know that you have some very interesting cargo aboard.
I know.
I just
thank you for pointing it out.
I'll hold my hand over my heart and be like, thank you.
Then Ruby's going to kind of give a little bow and is going to say, and one last thing before you go, have a wonderful day. Live it like it's your last.
As it may as well be. And she kind of salutes. And as she's saying that, she is looking very intently at Arista. And just kind of smiles.
Arista will stare back at her will stare back at the woman without any, what do you call it? Just stare back, like she does not give a care about what this woman is like. And just like raise her eyebrows, saying, and
well, enjoy. Lindworm is beautiful this time of year. And she turned, and her crew all turn off and start to make their way down the rope docks.
So as they start going down the rope, I take the viol and start playing Pop Goes the Weasel.
Okay. Please roll a performance check for me.
Please be a nat 20. Please.
Please be a nat 1. It's way funnier.
Please be a 1.
Way funnier.
The storm starts coming in.
Come on, roll 20.
That's 21.
Nice.
21.
Damn it.
Very similar to the other day when you had performed with Arista. The muscle memory just kind of comes back to you. And you're able to do double stops on and arpeggios amongst you're doing Pop Goes the Weasel and everything. It's a beautiful rendition of Pop Goes the Weasel.
As I go over and I'm looking over as they're climbing down, I start playing it. And when if the elf or the orc looks at me, I just give them a wink, just to mess with them.
Yeah, for sure. The elf probably looks up more than anyone, but you do notice that the orc is very, very intent on looking at you as well. The elf at least kind of looks up with some degree of kindness, and the half-orc looks absolutely furious. And as
can I just Oh,
Yeah.
it's too much. I was gonna
No,
say,
you're
as she like looks up aggressively and I'm playing, I just real quick like with the what's it called, the bow, I just give like a whipping motion as I'm playing.
um, she just kind of smiles at her. Let's see. She would probably have the halfling on her. No. She would have the human on her boat. And just kind of smiles at the human and then just looks up and then like dead face stares at you up into it as they all start to kind of swim away back to the boats, and the boats in front of the blockade start to kind of peel back, and there is a slot that you would all be able to.
I just turn around real quickly and look at Ruby and them and go, "She's gonna kill me."
The second, like almost collapse, not collapse, but like very much like ease up, like tense shoulders go back. He's just like, "Oh, I am so sorry. I am so sorry, Activate. I am so sorry, Isaac."
I am so sorry too, Isaac. I am so sorry, Artem. I did not mean that. I will never mean that. And she just she just puts her head on. I do not mean that. I will never mean that. You are my friend. And she does the same thing. She just puts her head on his arm. He's like, I would never do that to you. You are both friends. I do not mean that. I will never mean that, and I mean that with all my heart. I am so sorry.
It's completely okay.
No, it's not.
What did I fuck up?
You let your ego get in the way of everything there.
That was the whole point of the ego. I had to play with the ego.
You would think someone
What was I supposed to do?
spent time on a ship would know how to use some tact.
These are pirates. These are not sailors.
What is your problem with me, Isaac? I tried to do what I was told to do.
If that is trying, then we are in for a serious wake-up call at the next blockade.
Isaac, you don't know what's best here, buddy. Stop trying to use common sense in this situation. This is not here for common sense.
Clearly things did not go well. We had to pay an additional gold price.
Oh no! That happens. But it's okay because at least they think we're dumbass pirates, which was worth it. If we showed up all
pirates, they
prim
might
and
be able
proper,
to extort even more money out, or take our ship, or just kill us.
Look, it's my fault, okay? If you want to blame someone, blame me, okay?
I'm not blaming you. You did perfect. What I'm saying is, in this situation, prim and proper ain't the way to go about it, buddy.
I'm not saying prim and proper, but clearly what we did was not exactly...
They were going to extort us no matter which way we went about it.
I'm going to look to Ball and just see if he's going to back me up at all here.
What are you looking over there for, buddy? I'm talking to you right now as I get up in your face.
Me and Ball are the only ones who actually care about living.
You know what? I do care about living, for once, because I have people I actually care about on this ship, and I thought you might be one of them, Isaac, but if you are so intent on just blaming everything on other people, do things your way. You're the captain now. Go!
I take the hat that Ruby was wearing, put it on his head. Here you go, dickhead, and just slap him up on the back of his head. You're the fucking captain now, dick.
Oh, you can't be serious. You're all going to throw a fit now.
Oh, what?
No,
only
you
you
really
can throw a
know,
fit?
Really, you know what's best.
Yeah, only you can throw fits, Isaac.
I'm
That's
not
the only
saying I
person
know
that gets to
what's
throw a
best,
fit.
but clearly we need to change tactics. That didn't work.
It did work. We're through the blockade. We had to pay a little extra, but they didn't think, oh, these guys are anything else.
Am I crazy here? Ball,
Yes!
Ursa, anyone?
No, and unfortunately, no. And this is the one thing you'll see, that Arista will inevitably go with Isaac's side because her loyalties, as much as she like you too. I'm sorry, guys. She's like, no. Then what should we do, Isaac? She is going to be. She does. Sorry. I'm saying sorry.
Ruby's actually going to give a look to Eurus and is going to say, really, you're going to agree with him?
Of course she is. Of course she is. She always agrees with him.
He's my friend.
And we
So
aren't?
Wait, so I don't look. I only know dead pirates. I only know things about dead pirates. My knowledge of the land is insufficient. If you want me to tell you what dead pirates act like, I can tell you. But real pirate, I don't know. I only know stories of what I've heard up above. You are my friends, but I am also worried that I don't want any of you to die.
Well, that's the problem
Unfortunate-
is me and Ruby we've been sailors on these seas for a lot longer. We know what we need to do. And if we got to throw it up a little bit, play it up a little bit, that's what we're going to do. But I don't need a teenage scholar who's never been on a boat before telling me how to be on a boat.
I can guarantee you, Arista, your safety was paramount in my mind. There was no scenario, no thing in the world that would have allowed me to have them think you were bad in any circumstance if I could help it. Much less
But I don't think they. But I don't think that. I think they might already realize that of all the people there, that Artem is not. She stared at me. I do not know if that means she knows, or if she thinks I am lying because I know what I am. I am a sea elf. We do not come on land. We are only we only leave land is because we have been, banished.
Listen, disagree as much as we want. I'm going to protect you all with my life, no matter what that may seem to be. No matter what choices you think are right. If you disagree with my choices, I'm doing them because I care about you all.
You are my friend. I care about you more, but
yes,
I will not say things because can I tell you what I think? What we have done is a bit too much, mostly because I don't like it. But this is politics, and if we do not follow the politics of whatever it is, we are going to die. Politics are important.
Believe me, Arista, I know politics. You and everyone should know that I know politics.
Again, we're trying to use common sense for a place with no common sense. This is a dictatorship. The Pirate King rules. There is no politics. There's one form of hierarchy.
Artem, put the pieces together. They had someone in here taking vigorous notes of what we had on board, who we had on board. Clearly, they're much more organized than we thought.
Yes, because I know what that looks like. They clearly have somebody who knows how ships operate. It can't just be, you think they're lawless. I don't just looking from that is not lawlessness. I know what lawlessness is. I know what structure is. That is not lawlessness.
Do you want me to just admit I have no idea what I'm doing? Is that
much is obvious?
I take
Such
my
a fucking
hammer
dick. You know
and
what's-
slam it on the deck.
Yeah.
Hard enough to reverberate across the entire fucking deck and get everybody's fucking attention.
Yeah, and there's probably a little dent in the boat at this point.
Nothing to damage the ship, but enough to make everybody aware.
For sure.
What's done is done. Focusing on what has just happened is not going to get us where we need to be. We all need to work together to keep this moving forward, or we're all going to be found out, and every one of these cannons is going to destroy us and this ship. The bickering needs to end, and it needs to end now.
Fine, let's just go have a rest.
As walking by, I just bow to Isaac and be like, "My liege."
Oh, fuck off, Artem.
Ruby is going to kind of stop to Isaac before leaving. Is going to say, I care about the people here. I don't know what your motivations are, and quite frankly, I've never trusted you. Disagree as you may, I know you have self-preservation in mind. For what reason I do not know. I want to work together. I want to be better. And I'm sorry I'm such a disappointment. And he's gonna walk off.
Ruby, like Arista doesn't stop them, and she is just going to go up to Isaac. And so, since you think, what do you think we should do instead when we go to the next? Look, I forgot the word. Checkpoint.
Blockade.
Oh, blockade. Yes, yes. Thank you. I was like, checkpoint.
Okay.
That's not the right word. Yeah, the next blockade to seem more like that.
Well, I need to think on that. I mean, the understanding I got is that they can somehow communicate between the two blockades, and if we switch up our act, that might be suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I need time to think.
Okay. You, as long as when you do know, tell me. I do. You know, you are more learned than I, so I know I trust your knowledge more than anything. You know that, right?
Listen, I don't know if I'm making the right choice, but I'm making what I think is the right choice. And if you trust me, then you trust me,
I do.
guess.
I do. I always will, as bad as that seems, and I always will trust you, Isaac. Oh boy, that is a lot to tell Isaac, isn't it? Oh god.
If anything, I was just like, something's wrong with this girl.
Yes, she is. There is something wrong with her. There is.
Yeah.
As the boat continues to pull away from the blockade, you guys can see, like, the amount of distance between both blockades. Like, you guys are starting to approach where land is coming up on both sides, and there is another blockade in front of you. This one seems to be made up of mostly it looks like there is a giant chain that is crossing over the entire strait here between these two pieces of land, and there's towers that are in between these points of chain, and there are like a couple of boats, but compared to the blockade of previous, like this is very mostly like mechanical reason for you guys to not get through. And as you guys start to approach this blockade, there is a smaller boat that comes out, and you see a little bit kind of a wiry human man, and he does not board your boat, but he shouts up to you, and he goes, "Bear your mark, please."
I'll try and go find Artem.
Okay. Artem is in his room. I'm guessing.
I'm hiding. I'm just kidding.
Knock on your door. Hey, come on. We're at the blockade. I need to see your mark.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can do that for you, sir.
Bite his lips. Bites his lips.
Between these last two sessions, I'm surprised Isaac has lips anymore. As you take Artem up and show him overboard to this gentleman on this boat, who does also have some kind of ledger, he looks up and he goes, "Thank you," and does a note and casts some kind of incantation, and the gates in front of you part, and there is this massive sound of like just a grinding of a huge like wheel or something as this gates of metal just kind of like pull away from in front of you, and it's at that point, Ruby, you would hear in your head, Thanks for the tip. I appreciate it.
Who?
Sounds like the half-orc that you were at with the previous blockade.
What? He's so confused.
A message comes back and goes, if you pay your dues, Lindworm will treat you well. If you don't, it will spit you out. Like a vile little piece of fish that you could be. Have fun.
Cat. Alright.
I'm the one that spits out the fish.
Oh.
It's like the I'm the one who knocks.
Yeah.
I am the one
I am
who
the one
wishes.
that spits out the fish. And as you go, the other thing as you guys pass through these gates is atop of every tower you hear singing, or flutes, or bagpipes, or violins.
Anybody playing the war gong?
There is a drum, but there is not a war gong.
Now, important
There's
question.
never a war gong.
Important question. Is there a hurdy-gurdy?
Is there?
You do not hear hurdy-gurdy
Oh.
amongst here.
Oh, damn it.
Bagpipes?
You do hear a what sounds like a small bagpipe.
Hell yeah.
A small
Hell
bagpipe,
yeah.
though.
Yeah. more of like the Scottish pipes versus the Irish ones.
Nice.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I get that.
And as you guys continue to sail through this strait within the Lindworm Isle, as night starts to fall, as you kind of are able to crest your way through this bend, the immediate thing that stands out to you is as you kind of are in this like strait right here, all along the edges of the land in front of you, you see lanterns start to light as the day starts to come to a close. And there are hundreds of ships docked along the edges of this inlet of this island. And you see amongst this inlet on this island, there is a huge island inside of this inlet. And there are ships on ships on ships on ships within this area. And the island in front of you, it almost looks like, especially now that night has started to fall, it looks like embers across the entire island. Like there is just flickering, and it is pitch black some places, and then it will light up, and then it will and that kind of life of a fire kind of looks like what this island is in front of you, as Lindworm itself and the city that it is stands before you as the day comes to a close with the moon rising. And that's where we're going to pick up next week.
Woo woo!
Alright.
Great
Ooh.
game.
Woo!
Great game, guys.
Yeah, great game.
Also, I love you, Ethan.
High fives all around.
I love you.
Just to
We
clarify,
love you,
love you
Ethan.
guys. Love you
Listen,
guys.
Isaac is an asshole.
Yes.
There's a
We know
line.
that. We know. Yes, we know that it's not you, it's Isaac. We do. We do.
Good, good.
I was literally, as I was yelling at him, sending a message like, I love you. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, it's fine. Oh man, and then it's always good to have. Hey, Ball, you were very needed on this boat.
Yeah.
Just saying.
You're the tiebreaker. That's his
I was
goal.
You're the
Just
tiebreaker.
before Bull spoke, I was gonna have Ruby say we should all give it a rest and go rest. We're clearly too agitated, but Bull obviously
Yes.
massive props.
Thank you.
It feels
Thank
a
you.
little
Thank
bit more like official coming from Ball than
Yeah,
from anybody
definitely.
else.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
But yeah, next week you guys are going to be headed to Lindworm, and
And it's not going to be
Yeah.
bad at all.
bad
It's
at
gonna be
all.
Nothing
good.
bad is gonna happen.
Not
It's
at all.
gonna be
Nothing
great.
bad is gonna happen.
There's like fairies and unicorns there. It's great.
Yeah.
Rainbows. It's wonderful.
You go and it's just like pirates with like daggers that they've like that are like sticking out of their head.
Oh my god.
People, they're all running around with like balloon swords.
Hang
Oh
on.
What the fuck?
Fey wild pirates.
Hey, wild pirates. I love it. That's great.
Oh no.
Oh, and if their balloon pops while they're doing things, it casts Thunderwave. It's fine.
Ooh.
We'll figure out mechanics of it. It's gonna be great.
Nice.
But anywho, thanks everybody. It was great playing with you, and thanks everyone for listening. And we will see you all next week.